Today we will talk about some of the tools that help us to manage the harness intelligence in SOLIDWORKS Electrical Schematic. When we talk about harnessing tools, there are four areas where we would like to focus: dynamic connectors, cables, harness management, and the feature connection labels. In our application, a dynamic connector looks like a standard symbol. The term dynamic refers to the method of insertion by configuration. The connector configuration is a group of parameters that guide the software to generate the connector graphical representation. It defines the symbol size, the attributes, and allows us to build the pins and the security information based on the manufactured parts. The configurations forces us to standardize the connectors within the business or organization. We can have this configuration either stored at the application level or at the project level. Each of them can standardize things such as the physical appearance, shape, comms, but we can also specify the secret information. This is the way to create the custom connectors in different styles through configurations. When comes the time of creating our connector, we have to click Insert Connector in the Schematic tab. As mentioned, all the intelligence will be driven by the connector manufacturer part selected, and based on our selection, when it's time to place it, in the Section command we can play with the settings to define the final options. What configuration we are going to use, how we want to handle the breaks, what pin we want to place, and obviously what symbol orientation. The result will be a clean, intelligent connector based on the manufacturer part selected. The cables can be managed in the Cables Manager in the Electrical Project tab. In here, we can add cables based on manufacturer parts numbers and manufacturer information. Once the cables is in the list, we can assign its course to the wires that we have drawn on the scheme. In addition to the Cable Manager, we have the Harness Manager, which allows us to manage the harnesses that we might have in our project. For each harness, we can understand what line diagram or schematic symbol are available, and what wire, cable, reference, and component are included. This manager is an important tool to keep tidy and organized our project and allows us to generate dedicated reports. When it comes to insert shields, twisted pairs, and splices, we can deal with them as we do for any other symbol. For shields, we can create a schematic symbol to place on the drawing. In the default library, there is already a vast range of symbols. Furthermore, we can identify the shields through a cable cord that will be connected to the schematic shield symbol. Twisted pairs can be represented by non-ortho wires, which the user should appropriately draw using the F8 shortcut. They can be easily represented by schematic symbols too. Splices are going to be simply represented by schematic symbols with their own tags and their own manufactured parts. A connection label is a symbol that displays information specific to the wiring of the device. It's able to show in one unique table the component, the manufacturer, and the wire properties for every terminal. These labels are customizable blocks, and we can edit them so they appear in various ways. The labels can be placed in the line diagram as well as in the schematic. There is a default library of the connection labels where you can find a range of symbols. In each of them, you can show different information. We can create two types of layouts: layout drawings and mixed schemes. The difference between them is essentially the type of drawing that is driven behind the scenes. The layout drawing is going to utilize the panel layout environment. In here, all the components are sorted by location, and we can quickly place the 2D footprint symbols into the layout. All the information will be provided by the library, because each component has a part associated, where we can define what graphical symbol will represent our object. That allows to click Insert, and as the symbol is already mapped, we can quickly place this element. We have also mixed scheme drawings. This drawing type is based on schematic symbols and wires. The drawing logic behind the layouts and the mixed schemes is essentially the same. Before creating the layout, we should make sure that all the symbols or components views are saved in our library. From the component list, we can associate each view to our components. To speed up the process, we could insert a unique symbol that contains all the components views. There is not yet an automatic tool that creates the links for us. All the links must be created manually or saved as blocks to be inserted when necessary. The blocks can help to better document details of the drawings. Each block represents a different type of harness, such as tape, tube, or a simple cable fan-out. Finally, the drawing can be completed with the wiring details simply by inserting the connection labels. We have a direct integration with the CAD product draft side. A drafter can work on the design, adding details and dimensions without consuming a full license of SOLIDWORKS Electrical. Once the editing in draft side is finished, we can reopen the same drawing in SOLIDWORKS Electrical. Every time we modify our scheme, insert a symbol, or we add a manufacturer part, we basically add it at the SQL query. This information can be easily shown through the reports. The reports indeed are SQL driven. It means they are automatically updated as soon as we modify any detail in the project. When we create a harness, all the information related to it, such as the part references, the wire properties, or the cable core information, are automatically populated in the harness reports. If alternatively you want to represent your harness in SOLIDWORKS 3D, it will be necessary to draw the harness in the line diagram or the schematic, and then open the same project in SOLIDWORKS. The connector manufacturer parts must be associated to the connector 3D models. The command root harness will do the rest. The software already knows how to connect the cable cores and the wires because all these properties come from the schematic drawing. Finally, in a few clicks, we can flatten the harness and we can place it on the drawing. All the tables are going to be automatically generated.